Anna Alicia, welcome, says, any suggestions on how we can redirect our 8-year-old child when he starts to pick on his siblings, ages 6 and 2.5? He is so sweet and caring with them sometimes, but when he's overwhelmed, tired, and aggravated, he taunts them, and we can see he's stuck in the aggression because his eyes are glossed over, he's angry, and he spirals out. That's so interesting because the very next topic I was going to was angry kids and outbursts. And I just want to share this other comment. The off the cuff anger and anxiety that comes from my almost 13-year-old daughter is scary. It feels like it comes out of nowhere. If I ask a very basic question or something I felt couldn't get a negative reaction, sometimes it does get a negative reaction and an angry one. I'm trying to back off, but I still need to be a parent. So, what we want to talk about is right now, kids are angry. They're angry, they're discouraged, they're frustrated, they're confused, they're worried, and some of them are feeling really hopeless. So, anger, anger is the bodyguard for fear and sadness. When a child is angry, that is what's on the top level, okay? Underneath, we have hurt. Underneath, we have sadness. Underneath, we have fear. And often, what we have is a certain level of self-loathing, okay? So, when kids are angry, when your older sibling is picking on his younger siblings, he's doing that because he's angry and he can pick on them as an outlet. He can make himself feel better and superior by provoking his siblings and seeing them react. He's exporting his anger. Your 13-year-old is exporting their anger onto you, right? And you are importing it. And now, a 6-year-old and a 2.5-year-old are naturally going to be provoked and imported because they don't have the maturity, the resources, the organic, physical brain development to do something different. So when your child is starting to taunt your other children, that's the time, if you can, where you put your arm around him and you take him into another room and say, "Hey, you know what? You're starting after your siblings. Talk to me about what's going on. I can see that you're angry. Describe to me why you're angry and maybe listen. Of course, listen, but maybe suggest that underneath something else might be going on." He may or may not validate that, but he needs to be taken away from your kids, not yelled at, but in a loving way and say, "I can see that you're losing it. How can we regroup?" For your teenager who may not very well let you touch them or do that, your daughter, we have to really engage in both cases with empathy. Your daughter's angry and she has every right to be. Teens, kids of all ages have lost so much, and their developing brains are just not mature enough to handle and process everything that's going on. They're angry and they're turning to you, their parents, because you are the people who make things better. Right? When they were younger, you soothe them, you help them. They're mad at you in some way. It's completely, irrational for not being able to correct this, for not helping them make this situation more tolerable. So what we have to do is validate their experience, whether you're 6, whether your kids are 13 or 17 or 25. Use reflective listening. That includes observation, what I call attentive awareness. You observe and you reflect that back. I can see that you really feel cheated, that other parents are letting their kids go to this bonfire and I won't let you. That really, I get why that feels unfair. Sit down with them. and at a calm moment, a different time, not in the heat of the moment, and make an agreement about how you can connect daily, where you get to ask a question of the day and she can respond. When my daughter was 13, I would ask her one question a day. That was our agreement, and she had to answer it honestly, and that was the information I got, and that actually helped because she stopped feeling nagged, and it sort of opened the door, right, for times when she would talk to me. Of course, she was kind of a sassy tween, so I my first question was, can you tell me a high and a low of your day? And she looked up from her phone and she said, "That's two questions." So, be careful about your question and, agree that you'll, give her time. Also, remember that teens are going to share with you and talk about things when you're in the car, if you're taking a walk and you're not looking directly at them, but you're just walking together. If you're engaged in a project, you're cooking, maybe you're folding laundry. Let them put some music on and hang out with them. Okay, teens are really, really struggling right now. Younger kids are struggling, of course, as well. But teens are used to having a little more autonomy and independence. They're used to getting on the bus or walking to school, spending the day with their friends. You're not supervising them. They love that, right? Maybe they play a sport after school, or maybe they're allowed to walk down to the pizza joint a block away. Now that's changed, and as we open up, many parents are afraid of trusting what their kids are doing. They want to make sure that their kids are actually following through, and that your child has to show you with their behavior that they're doing that.